Hey guys, welcome. Sit up, John. I tend to, start slouching, and end up like on the floor before the end of the video. But okay, you need to send me some emails and say, John, sit up straight when you're doing your videos. So I become like this little old man slouching down like Tim Conway, doing his comedy sketches. Anyway, welcome. Have some milk. Thank you for watching my first video on Remaining Human. It's doing really, really well. I really appreciate it. And this video is going to be about, this will be episode 2. Episode 2. No, I'm not drinking. I'm drinking milk. I'm really, honest to God, I'm just milk, nothing in it. It's not spice eggnog, which I'm gonna get to soon, pretty soon. I was in the store the other day looking at the eggnog. So okay, get some rum, and we're gonna talk about something fun. So serious stuff. But I wanted to do a follow-up on the first video, so yell at me if I start slouching. Like I said, thank you very much for your response. I really appreciate it. This video is going to be about how the hell did we get here? How do we get to being a society of hardworking people, to a society of working for the things that we need, like farmers working, to bring in food for our society. Henry Ford building a better transportation, better cars and the railroads and better buildings and flight. All the stuff that we created over the last, a couple of 100 years in this country was really developed out of need. It wasn't developed out of pleasure, which is where we're going to. And so I believe, this is my theory. I might be totally off the map, but I kind of think what has happened is we've gone from a society of need, things that we need, or working for things that we need. And when you have to go to work for things that you need, I need a car because I'm taking the bus or I'm walking, or I need food to put on my table to feed my family. So I'm gonna work hard for that. To a society of, as far from going from need to a society of pleasure. We've flipped. If you look at all the things, most of the things that are being developed today are being developed because of pleasure. You got to have the new smartphone, every 3 or 4 years. You got to have the newest car every 5 or 6 years. You got to have a bigger house. You have a smart house. You have to have a house that does everything for you. It has to think for you. It's all driven because of pleasure. You don't need a 5,000 square foot house. You don't need a brand new car every 4 years, And that in itself is creating this continuation of this addiction to that want, not a need, but a want. And by wanting all this stuff, we're allowing, to the subject, the meat of this video, we're allowing ourselves to be watched. We're allowing ourselves to be manipulated. 1, out of fear, because we won't get the things that we want. And 2, out of pleasure. We want the things for pleasure. It's not about a need anymore. And that society is not sustainable, okay? The society of need is, because you've got to work hard. You've got to face responsibilities. You've got to be out there. And you've got to dig deep, and you've got to make things happen. Society of pleasure, well, I didn't get it today, but maybe I'll get it tomorrow, okay? Another thing I want to bring into this, I was in the gym the other day, and I walked past this lady, and quit slouching, John. I hear you guys tell me, don't slouch. I walked past this lady, and we just started chatting about this subject because she had watched my first video on Remaining Human. And she really liked it, and she commented on it. And the conversation grew, and I said to her, what do you do for a living? And she says, I'm an elementary school teacher. I go, wow, that's pretty cool. And she goes, yeah, but I'm not happy with a certain thing, this and that, whatever. Got deeper into the subject, and I said, when I went to school, it was this, that, and whatever. We didn't have cameras. We didn't have a police officer on campus. We didn't have a school that looked like a friggin' prison. All the stuff that you see today, I mean, we were allowed to walk off campus, go down to the local 7-Eleven and get a pack of cigarettes in high school and have a cigarette, walk back during homeroom. You can't do that anymore. And it's out of fear and out of control. Out of control. It's about controlling people. And so I said to her, I asked her, I said, are there cameras in the classrooms? And she goes, no, none in my classroom, but I wish there was. And that really kind of floored me. And I didn't want to really start an argument with her because, I was trying to be friendly. But I left the conversation and thought, how sad that is. That an educator that's teaching our children that this is a necessity, and that an educator believes it's more important to have a camera in the room to teach trust or trust your own students. And that's where it begins. And they're so young. They're like, in elementary, they're young kids. And, what does that tell the student? It tells the student that, well, if you're not watched, you can't be trusted. Really? That's where we have come to. And it's so sad because how does that relate to the students, fellow students with each other? Like one student says, well, I don't know if I trust you. And how this comes into our society, and this is my belief, that if there's no trust in a society, you do not have a society anymore. You have an institution. You've created an institution. So we are, with artificial intelligence, creating an institution that we live by its rules, okay? How we got here was because we went from a world of working for needs, progress for needs, to working for things for pleasure. We want that next Xbox. We want that new phone every 4 years. We want that new car every 5 years. We want the bigger house. We want the smart house. And it is destroying it's destroying human beings as far as communicating and trust and that essence of being human and knowing that, well, do I need all this? And you don't. We don't need all that. But that's where we have come. And so we've gone from a society of need to a society of convenience. And that convenience is not only destroying our ability to remain free and our ability to remain human, it's also creating a society of people that are not ambitious, people that are not focused, people that are not have any really strong desires except for pleasure, So, and as I said in my other video, you guys that follow me, my little band of followers I call seekers, hopefully understand this and hopefully take that time every day to cut out that square, that box of time to do your immersion, or if you're in meditation, do your meditation. Unplug, take the buds out, turn everything off, get completely unplugged, at least for that 10, 20, 30, or 45 minutes every day. Because this dark hole that we're going into is going to get deeper and deeper and darker and darker. And I'm going to point, I want you to remain human, because it's critical. It's critical for the human race that we have a base of people, a group of people, a number of people on this planet that understand where we're going and understand where I'm coming from. Because if we don't, we are going to be so thumbed on, it's just going to be too late to retract or return back to what our human essence is. Okay? So the next time you go grocery shopping, think about that. You know, when you walk in that door and you see the camera at the doorway and you see your photograph. Oh, something I just thought about. Talking about the screen in the store. I'm not going to mention. I'm not going to mention the store, but there is a store that I go to all the time to go grocery shopping, and I was going in there, and this is a sign of our times. As you walk in, there's a TV screen. As you walk in, it says, you know, just a warning, we're watching you, okay, on the screen. You look up, you can see yourself, okay, which is fine. Hey, how you doing? But when I see young kids, like 7, 10, 11, look at it and they think it's funny. Look at me. Look, hi, Dad. I'm on TV. They're too young to put it together that is the beginning of the thumb of your life. That's one of the aspects of the thumb on your life. And in order for her or that child to understand that, I would hope that a parent would say, it's not there for entertainment. You're being watched. I don't know if they don't want to tell them this because, you know, they'll scare them, but maybe they need to be scared. I don't know, you know. It's like back to the students that are in the elementary school. You know, when they're out playing on the playground, is there trust being built between them? Are there friendships being built between them? Because friendships are built based on trust. I'm going to tell you something, and it's a secret. I don't want you to tell anybody. Okay, that's how, you know, young children they start getting together and they become friends. I mean, that's how we did it when we were kids. But if they're in that classroom and they've got a teacher that is uncomfortable teaching them when there's not a camera in the room, how do they put together that concept of trust? You know, it's so important to have trust in our society, and we're losing that. I know. Don't slouch. I can hear you guys tell me that. So this video really is a follow-up. Is the follow-up from the first video that I had talked about how we got here. I did make a couple of mistakes in that video, which I need to recognize. And some of them, I said 100 years, more than like 3,000 years ago, society was starting to develop. But I have a tendency to speak, you know, just spew things out, and I say the wrong thing, but I like the video and I put it out anyway. So, like with this one. So, remaining human. I'm going to continue doing videos on remaining human. And I'm going to come up with a different subject every time we talk about, but the main narrative is going to be remaining human. So, I'm going to give you a few things to focus on tomorrow to remain human. 1, unplug. Like I said, I don't care what it is. I don't care if you just go in your backyard and unplug. Look at nature. 2, physically do something every day. I don't care what it is. It could be walking. It could be riding a bike. It could be rollerblading. It could be roller skating. It could be working out in the gym. It could be swimming. I don't care. Just do something physical every day. At least, if you can, 4 days a week, okay? And even if it's 10 minutes or 5 minutes, that will help you unplug. Here's another one. Eat organic. Try to not buy processed foods, packaged foods. Try to eat organic, because that will keep you mentally focused. It will be better for your body. It will cleanse your body. Just try to eat as organic as possible. And that will help you keep your mind straight and not to get sucked into this stuff, okay? Now, there will be some people that watch this and say, this is all BS. I don't care. I'd rather have all my toys. That's fine. Like I said in the original video that I did, this is the first video, there are going to be the sheep. There is going to be a big portion of our society that are going to be the sheep. And they're going to be like this, right off the cliff. That's where they're going to end up. And I feel for them, because it's not my job to change your mind. It's not my job to guide you. It's my job to give you information, my belief, and it's your responsibility to say, hey, I agree with this guy or I don't, okay? But I hope you do. I hope you do. I hope you focus on you organically, okay? I said in the other video as well, create things. This is the last tip I want to give you. Create things internally, not externally. Anything to do with the arts, okay? Painting or sports, mainly arts, like painting or drawing or crafting or writing a book, like I did. Do these things, and they will keep your brain and your essence that tangible space of remaining human. You want to remain human. It's so critical. Don't get pulled into this, okay? That's about it for this video. I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter than the first one. We're going about 16 minutes right now. I love you guys. I so want to continue with the subject, and I think it's something that we really need to talk about constantly, so we don't get pulled into that black hole. The other thing, as I said to all my seekers and the people who watch my video, I am going to work really hard in the next few years to come up with the funding to build my retreat, Utopia. And I'm going to do it. It's going to take a few $1 million, but I am going to do it. I've done things like that before. I was very successful with it. I will do this. It's just going to take time, and just keep pushing away. Just keep etching away like a sculpture. And I will eventually find that piece of property or that place, and we will eventually buy it. And if you want to get involved with this project, by means, contact me. You can do it on my Facebook page or YouTube, because it's going to happen. And I'm looking forward to it. And if it's the last thing I do on this planet, I am going to create that retreat so people can come there and remain human and decompress from all this pollution that we are putting into our minds and all this manipulation that we're putting into our environment to tell us what to do and tell us how to think and tell us where to go and what to do and how to get there. It's just daunting, and we need to push it back. We need to get a thumb on it instead of it having a thumb on us. I thank you guys very much. I'm going to try to make some more music videos, more immersion videos coming up soon. But you guys are great. Love you. Stick with me. I'm sticking with you. And don't slouch. Quit slouching, you know. It's hard not to. You know, I'm on camera like, oh, you know. But love you guys. I will talk to you soon. And you have a great Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you again before then, okay? Bye now.